age limit of buying cigarettes has now gone from 18 to 21. So how is that going to impact some of these cigarette
Well, this
makers?
is a proposal coming from New York City, and the reason they're putting it forward is because they know this is the age when consumers really get hooked, and Big Tobacco knows that too. Now, if you look at what's happening to youth smoking in the country, it has fallen in half in nearly 15 years. I mean, it is a huge drop-off, and it's correlated to the increase in the price of cigarettes. We have an incredible graph to show you of how cigarette rates have fallen from just under 40% to now just below 20%. The city says if you raise the smoking age from 18 to 21, you could cut it in half below double digits.
So this means overall for the big tobacco producers, what?
Well, you know, for companies like Altria, this is sort of adding insult to what is already their most hostile market. You know, cigarettes in New York City, more expensive than anywhere in the country. Cigarette tax in New York State, the highest tax in the country. I also spoke to the Center for Tobacco-Free Kids about this, and they said, you know, Big Tobacco knows this is their most important demographic. They're targeting it. So they walked me through some of the advertisements, which I think we also have for you. And you can see there are, you know, pictures of cartoon DJs. There are, you know, free radio gifts with some cigarettes.
Yeah.
They're also now focusing more and more on these alternate nicotine products, you know, things like dip, tobacco flavored toothpicks even. And you see that in Altria's numbers this morning. It's the alternate tobacco products business that is really growing. And most importantly of all, they just announced a new e-cigarette.
What's an e-cigarette?
An e-cigarette, it's a fake cigarette. It's not something you light up. I'll tell you more about it next week.
Okay.
But it's the fastest growing part of these big tobacco companies' business. It's very significant that Altria has come out with it because smoking rates overall in the country are continuing to fall 3 to 4%. But I ran it by one investor, Tom Russo, who I know you've spoken to. He owns about $100 million in Altria stock. He said he's not too worried about it. He thinks the business ultimately will just go over the bridge. And he says even though smoking rates are falling in the United States, he thinks you can still make money in a shrinking business because these companies have pricing power and they can still cut costs.